Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Let's be real for a second. Few things are as universally dreaded as that endless, soul-crushing wait at the DMV. Literally taking hours out of your busy day just to renew a license or register a car. Yeah, that feels like a total relic of the past. But what if I told you the Colorado DMV actually wants you to skip that line? Today, we're going to master the Colorado DMV's online appointment and digital portal system. By the end of this explainer, you're going to have the ultimate, evergreen guide to navigating this entire system like an absolute pro.
Because really, want to skip the DMV line? The vast majority of the frustration people experience just comes down to not knowing how the system is actually designed to work. If you try to fight the bureaucracy by just showing up without a solid plan, well, you're definitely going to have a bad time.
But if you master Colorado's online scheduling and digital services, it becomes this incredible, time-saving life hack. This explainer is all about delivering real, practical value. We'll walk you through absolutely everything, from basic booking to complex troubleshooting, so even if you're a complete beginner, you can handle your DMV chores in minutes, not hours.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. 1. Mastering the online DMV. 2. A step-by-step scheduling guide. 3. Insider tips and tricks. 4. Troubleshooting and technical support. 5. Crucial pre-appointment prep. And 6. Final takeaways and our disclaimer. All right, let's dive right into Section 1. Mastering the online DMV, understanding the dual-tier system.
So, the absolute most common beginner pitfall in Colorado is a fundamental misunderstanding of who actually does what. See, Colorado operates on what is known as a dual-tier system. What that means is there's a strict jurisdictional separation between the state government and your local county government. The state DMV and your county clerk and recorder are completely different entities and they manage entirely different services. If you don't know this, you might spend a month waiting for an appointment only to be turned away at the door because, oops, you went to the wrong building.
Let's break down this divide really quickly. The state DMV maintains exclusive jurisdiction over driver licensing, permits, and state IDs. Your local county clerk, they handle everything related to your actual car, so vehicle registration, titling, and license plates. And what about driving skills tests? Well, neither the state nor the county handles those. They are outsourced strictly to approved third-party driving schools. This means the state's online scheduler cannot and will not let you book an appointment for a county vehicle issue. It's just not how it works.
Moving right along to Section 2, Step-by-Step Scheduling Guide, Booking Your State Appointment.
Now that we know we absolutely need the state DMV for our driver's license, let's look at the web-based scheduler. Phase 1 is all about booking basics. Step 1 is selecting a location. Because it's a state service, you can technically select any physical state driver license office in Colorado. You aren't restricted to just your home county. Step 2, you'll classify your specific service, like a first-time license or a renewal. And Step 3 is selecting a date from the calendar and grabbing an open 15-minute time slot. But remember, if you try to book a vehicle registration here, the system is going to actively block you. Phase 2 is verification. Here, you're going to enter your full legal name, an active mobile number, and, this is absolutely critical, a valid email address. The system then sends a one-time passcode to your phone or email to verify you're a real person. Once you input that and confirm your details, the system generates a formal booking page and emails you a barcoded confirmation PDF. If you do not receive that PDF in your inbox, your scheduling process failed. You do not have an appointment, and you've got to start over.
So here's a crucial point. If you're a first-time applicant in Colorado, and that includes out-of-state transfers, just booking the appointment isn't quite enough. You're also required to complete an online pre-registration process. Basically, this is a mandatory online data entry step where you input your demographic and biometric data into the state database before you ever step foot in the office. It generates a second barcoded PDF that the intake technician scans the second you arrive, which literally cuts your administrative processing time in half.
Let's jump into Section 3, Insider Tips and Tricks, Navigating County Variations.
Because vehicle registration is handled locally, the rules change dramatically the second you cross a county line. Take Mesa County, for example. They operate on an open access model, meaning walk-ins are entirely welcome during business hours. But drive over to Douglas County, and it's a strictly appointment-only system. If you try to walk into Douglas County without an appointment, you simply won't be served.
To really emphasize how unforgiving these separate county jurisdictions can be, check out these hyper-specific local quirks. If you live in Denver, do not go to the Tremont Place location for your personal car. As of August 2026, it is strictly for commercial fleets only. Up in rural Grand County, if you show up late for a licensing appointment, you get marked as a no-show. 2 no-shows and your scheduling privileges are suspended indefinitely. No way around it.
They also mandate a strict 24-hour cancellation notice for driving skills tests to avoid penalties. Seriously, know your local rules.
Section 4. Troubleshooting and technical support. Don't let tech glitches stop you.
Now, you might be doing everything perfectly right, but sometimes the technology itself just throws a wrench in your plans. Here's how to ensure your portal experience doesn't randomly crash on you. First off, turn off your VPN. Active virtual private networks mask your geolocation and will immediately trigger the state's fraud prevention blocks, booting you right out. Second, explicitly avoid the Firefox web browser. The system just isn't optimized for it. Third, turn off your pop-up blockers, because things like transaction receipts and official vehicle record searches are delivered exclusively via pop-up windows. And lastly, if the payment page hangs, try clearing your browser cache. Next up, you absolutely need to be aware of the rule of 3. When you're doing multi-factor authentication for your appointment, you only get 3 attempts to enter your one-time security passcode. Furthermore, that passcode is only valid for a strict 15-minute window. This is a pretty aggressive anti-bot measure on their end. Have your phone or email open and ready to go before you hit submit, or your session will literally just terminate.
We also definitely need to talk about security. The DMV explicitly warns of rampant scam texts and emails threatening you with fake license suspensions or claiming you have unpaid tickets. Here is their exact quote. The Colorado DMV will not send unsolicited texts demanding payment or personal information. If you get a random text with a link demanding a fee, do not click it. Always navigate directly to dmv.colorado.gov yourself. Section 5. Crucial pre-appointment prep. Bringing the right documents.
Okay, so you've conquered the online system, but there is one major hurdle left before your physical appointment. Bringing incorrect documentation is the single leading cause of service denial at the office. Colorado complies with federal Real ID standards, and let me tell you, they are completely unforgiving. You must bring only unaltered originals. That means no photocopies, no digital photos on your phone, and no laminated certificates. Identity documents like passports must be unexpired. If you bring, say, a California abstract birth certificate, it'll be legally rejected. To prove residency, you need 2 distinct documents, like a utility bill and a bank statement, dated within the last 12 months. And take note of this, P.O. boxes are strictly invalid for establishing a physical Colorado residency.
Now, if you're presenting foreign, non-English documents, the rules for translation are incredibly strict. You can't just bring any translation. It must be a certified, literal translation, and it absolutely must feature a specific, state-mandated legal affirmation block typed directly onto the same page as the translation. The translator also has to provide their own unexpired ID details. If that affirmation is just stapled on a separate piece of paper, yep, it will be rejected.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Final Takeaways and Disclaimer, your action plan.
We've covered a whole lot of ground today, and you're now fully empowered to conquer the administrative system without all those usual headaches. So, here's your core action plan to transform this stressful chore into a smooth digital process. First, always check the My DMV portal to see if you can skip the in-person trip entirely. You'd be surprised how many renewals can be done right from your couch. Second, make sure you know the difference between state and county jurisdictions. Third, follow those technical optimization rules when booking. Ditch the VPN and skip Firefox. And finally, meticulously double-check all your physical document requirements before you ever walk out the door.
A quick but necessary disclaimer before we go. Government bureaucracy is a living thing. Procedures, available services, and especially those hyperlocal county rules can and definitely will change over time. You should absolutely use this explainer as your foundational guide, but please verify the very latest information directly at dmv.colorado.gov before taking action. By utilizing the MyDMV portal, understanding the rules of the game, and preparing your documents flawlessly, you are no longer at the mercy of the waiting room. You have the power to skip the trip right at your fingertips. So the only question left for us is, what are you going to do with all that saved time? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.